Okay, guys, let's talk about something that is hitting every single Jamaican right now: housing. This isn't just about numbers or fancy reports. This is about real life. Let's say you're a young professional, a teacher, a nurse, maybe working in IT. You've done everything right. You went to school, studied hard, got your degree, and landed a respectable job. Now you're earning, say, 165,000 Jamaican dollars a month as a teacher. That sounds decent, right? But wait until you see what happens after deductions. By the time taxes, NIS, NHT, and other deductions come out, you're left with around $124,000 in your pocket. Now here's where the math slaps you in the face. The average rent for a basic one-bedroom apartment in Kingston? $120,000 per month. That's almost your entire salary gone before you even think about food, transportation, electricity, or Wi-Fi. And that's not exaggeration. That's the reality for thousands of Jamaicans right now. Let's pause. How are people supposed to survive like this? How are they supposed to save for a future? This is not just a crisis. This is a betrayal. Because for decades, Jamaicans have been told, work hard, get your education, find a good job, and you'll live a better life. But right now, that promise is broken. And the cost? An entire generation locked out of home ownership, trapped in rent, and slowly losing hope. Now let's dig deeper into the numbers. In 2024, the average cost of a one-bedroom apartment in Kingston was about 28.5 million Jamaican dollars. A two-bedroom? Over $40 million. Compare that with salaries. Teachers? Around $165,000 a month. IT specialists? About $200,000. Accountants? Roughly $215,000. Even after all that education and skill, these salaries don't add up to the dream of owning a home. Here's a painful calculation. If someone takes home $150,000 after deductions, and they try to save up for just a 15% down payment on a starter apartment, they would have to save for more than 20 years. And that's assuming they never spend a cent on food, bills, or transportation. Does that sound realistic to you? Number. It's impossible. This is why people are saying the Jamaican housing market isn't built for Jamaicans. It's built for someone else. And if you think renting is a better option, let's talk about that. Rent in the Kingston metropolitan area is brutal. A one-bedroom? Anywhere between $95,000 and $150,000 per month. Add light, water, internet, and groceries, and you're looking at $250,000 in monthly expenses. Meanwhile, a young nurse making $180,000 a month simply cannot cover that. So what happens? They move in with family, they split rent with friends, or worse, they migrate. And here's the kicker. This brain drain is being fueled by high rents and broken dreams. Renting is no longer a stepping stone to home ownership. It's become a trap. A permanent trap that swallows savings and robs futures. Now, let's get into the real forces driving these outrageous prices. Because it's not just supply and demand. Number one, we simply don't have enough houses. Jamaica needs about 15,000 new homes each year to meet demand. But in reality, we've been building closer to 11,000. And some years, as low as 4,000. That shortfall drives prices up fast. Number two, cash from abroad. Whether it's foreign investors, digital nomads, or returning residents, they come with stronger currencies and cheaper loans. They're not living on a Jamaican salary, so they can outbid locals every single time. Now, let's be clear. This isn't about bashing the diaspora. They love their country and want to invest. But the side effect is undeniable. Locals are priced out of the very communities they were born in. Number three, the Airbnb effect. Think about this. A landlord can make over 4,500 US dollars a month from just 35% occupancy on Airbnb. Why would they rent long-term to a Jamaican for $120,000 when they can earn double or triple from tourists? That shift leaves fewer homes for residents and drives rent even higher. And even when we try to build affordable homes, the cost of construction in Jamaica makes it almost impossible. Land prices are insane. A quarter acre in St. Andrew can cost up to 31 million Jamaican dollars. Materials? Taxed to death. Between import duties, GCT, and levies, costs jump by 30% to 40% before a single block is laid. Labor isn't cheap either. Developers add their profit margin, and suddenly, what should have been affordable housing is anything but. Even government loans don't help much. The maximum NHT loan for a single person is $9 million. But remember, a basic apartment in Kingston starts at $28 million. That leaves a $19 million gap you must somehow cover with commercial loans or savings you don't have. And interest rates between 7.5% and 9%? That means by the end of a 30-year mortgage, you've basically paid for the house twice. Let me ask you this. How can a young professional earning $200,000 a month ever compete with that? And it doesn't stop there. Homeownership also comes with extra costs like transfer taxes, stamp duties, legal fees, and skyrocketing property insurance, which has gone up 30 to 40% in recent years thanks to hurricanes. One storm like Hurricane Beryl, and premiums climb again. So here we are. In Jamaica today, the cost of a one-bedroom apartment is more than 10 times the annual salary of the average young professional. Compare that with Germany or Singapore, where the ratio is closer to 4-to-1. We are literally asking our young people to climb a mountain without a rope, and then blaming them when they fall. Now let's look at policy. The NHT was created to help Jamaicans own homes, but right now, the maximum loan doesn't even cover 1/3 of the cost of a basic apartment in Kingston. To make matters worse, billions have been pulled from the NHT for unrelated projects. Yes, things like Emancipation Park or budget shortfalls. Meanwhile, Jamaicans can't even get a roof over their heads. And even when homes are built, they're often far from where people work. With our poor public transportation system, these houses are practically useless. Imagine living in Clarendon and working in Kingston. The gas alone will bankrupt you. Other countries have done things differently. Singapore built millions of government-owned apartments and sold them on 99-year leases, keeping prices stable. Vienna owns over 200,000 apartments, with rents tied to cost, not market greed. Canada introduced portable housing benefits, direct cash to renters, while forcing cities to reform zoning laws. Germany protects tenants with long leases and rent control. Meanwhile, here in Jamaica, people can be evicted or priced out overnight. So let's be real. This isn't just a housing issue. This is a justice issue. When a nurse, a teacher, and a police officer can't afford to live near where they work, we have to ask, who exactly is Jamaica being built for? The truth is, the housing crisis is not unsolvable, but it will take bold action. Reforming the NHT, slashing taxes on building materials, regulating short-term rentals like Airbnb, decentralizing development so that everything isn't crammed into Kingston and St. Andrew. Young Jamaicans aren't asking for handouts. They're asking for a fair shot, a roof, a future. Let's stop telling them that hard work pays off if we're not willing to build a country where that statement is true. So I'm asking you, what do you think? Is the system designed to fail us? Or can Jamaica really fix its housing crisis if the government takes it seriously? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's talk about it.